Hello and welcome to another break in the Let's Play Requiem series. I don't have the time this week, unfortunately, to do a full episode like I wanted to. But there's one thing I really wanted to do, which was take a moment to kind of give a timeline on the Let's Play. There was a few questions regarding how I was going to continue to do this, and I wanted to kind of give a little mod review on this caravan. There's a lot of features that I kind of want to go over, and I thought I might as well show you while I'm going through the process for coal here. So first, and very quickly, is just kind of what the overall plan is for the Let's Play. So I am going to do chapters. Chapter 1 is coming to a close. Chapter 1 will close when I finish fighting the dragon at the end of the horn of Jurgen Windcaller, where I get the horn back, and then I have to go, prove that I'm Dragonborn and I can kill a dragon, right? So once I successfully kill that dragon, which will be my real first test for a dragon, then that will be the end of Chapter 1, which then will go to Chapter 2 and beyond. So here's a general blueprint. This is subject to change, but Chapter 2 hopefully will coincide with about Requiem 1.8 release, and Cole is going to be going to school. So we'll be heading up to the Mage College and be doing that quest line. Additionally, we'll be continuing the main quest line and the Civil War quest line. Chapter 3 will start pretty much right after I'm done with the Mage quest line, or the Mage School, and that will take me to Falskar, and I'm going to make that a completely separate chapter in itself, kind of just how Gopher did it. In fact, Gopher's coverage of Falskar was what brought me to finding about him in the first place, and I really liked how it was self-contained and gave that. So I'm going to be going through Falskar from start to finish, and so everybody will have an idea of what the patched version of Falskar is like. After that is completed, then the final chapter will be pretty much Dawnstar and finishing up the main quest line and the Civil War. And that's kind of how I see it now. I mean, I might change the order or how things work out. Will be subject to change based on just how everything's going. But anyways, that's kind of how I look at it. And if you have any questions, please ask me. Alright. Let's get on with kind of like my little review of this thing. This thing's really cool. So it is the Gypsy Caravan, the Gypsy Eyes Caravan. And it is really buggy, but really cool. So I'm just going to live with the bugs. But for instance, you notice there's no horse here. Like, I have no idea what happened to the horse. It's really buggy, but it does tend to work. So the first thing you do is I kind of just drove it here because I have a little bit of space on both sides. As you can see, you can open up those packages there. So I'm going to unhitch the horse. And there he is. Alright. Once I unhitch the horse, I now have access to the caravan. So, you notice it's locked. I have to click here to unlock. It does create little stairs, and it opens up. And inside is a fully furnished traveling companion. So, what's interesting is, so there's a lot here, and I'm not going to do like an absolute full review. There are plenty of those by the professionals, like Bro Jewel and such, but I have to kind of go through this to set it up, so I'll be explaining those parts. You can see plenty of storage everywhere. It looks really nice, and yeah, it'll be great. So some of the things I want to talk about is it has some scripting here, and I guess most of the problems of this revolve around the scripting, but I'm going to try to use it and see how it works. So what happens is I can actually, when I open this up, I can either open it up as a normal kind of backpack container, or I can open it up and auto sort. And what it does is here, I can go to auto sort, and then I can deposit kind of my items. So these are all my ingredients, and it's all going into the ingredient thing. And I'm just going to put everything in there. Say all my stuff. And what that did is, you see up in the corner it says continue adding, removing, or exit to finish. So what it created a list basically of all those materials. So now as I get them in the future, I can hit auto sort and it'll actually take them out of my inventory and put them directly in here. So just to demonstrate, take all this back. And I can then click here. Notice it's empty, hit auto sort, and it goes ahead and puts everything there. So it's very, very easy to kind of transfer those items. And then when I go to use the alchemy lab, it's actually going to transfer the goods out of there and then allow me to use it. So I can, you know, come in here and, you know, make some stamina potions, for instance. So I can make, looks like some 14 stamina potions, make a couple of those. I can make some potion of stone skin with good stamina restoration. And, you know, basically just kind of go about making my stuff like I normally would. And so it works very well. But when I leave, I should have transferred everything back, and you'll notice I don't have to carry around those ingredients with me. You know, obviously I might want some of them, so I can always come back here and maybe, you know, just open it up like normal and carry a few with me if I wanted to make sure I had emergency potion making supplies. So very flexible there, and I think it helps a lot. Same thing with soul gems. So you can see here, I can take my soul gems that I have here, and I can load those up. And then, you know, just to once again show how this works, I'll take all those back, auto sort, and I'll put them in there. So as I get new ones, I can always put them away. And then I can always just open this later, and if I want to like carry a common with me because I want to make sure I can recharge my weapons, then I can carry that with me. And so this all applies to enchanting as well. So when I go to enchanting, you'll see I have my soul gems here, ready and available for me. So, kind of neat. Works out pretty well, I hope. And so there's plenty of places to store like armor, weapons, and there's an interesting feature, locations map. So as I travel around, I can kind of set locations where I can then supposedly send the cart. So I can like map this on the Wilds 1. So I added that location. And then I will be able to just say, tell the game to send me there. So kind of like a fast travel of sorts. That's kind of built in the idea that I'm just going to be riding my caravan to that location. I'm not sure I'll use it or not, you know, considering Requiem goes out of its way to disable fast travel, but I consider it a lot like the cart system. And because I'm going to be cutting out most of the journey, you know, it may be reasonable at some points when I'm relocating the caravan. Because almost all the crashes happen when I'm moving this thing around. So anyways, let's take a look. So this thing comes fully complete with all the basics for as you see, enchanting and alchemy and smithing as well. Got a little fire, anvil, and you'll notice it has smithing goods. So I can actually do the same thing we were doing with that. I can take my cat pelts and made that into leather. I can go here, options, auto sort, and then I can tell it kind of like what my crafting. So I have to do this a few times, and as I add items to the list, it knows what to look for. So armor, scrap metal, silver ingot, and that looks pretty good. And then I can come over here and just like before, it will see that I have the letter. So, very nice, very nice. Alright, let's check out the cooking gear.
Well, I just did what had to be done. Nothing more.
So, you can see it kind of just drops it here and the things. So, it's best to kind of make sure nothing is around. So, you notice how I parked Stenvar and Miko out here. That's because if for any reason they pass through here, or an NPC pass through here, so if I put it like on the road and something walks through, this thing gets really laggy and starts bouncing all over the place and causes no end of problems for me. So I kind of have to be careful about where I park it, but as long as I'm careful to park it out of the range of any pathing, then it seems to be fine. But look, we got a couple cots here for me and Stenvar, and a fire, and I think this this works very well for just kind of providing that mobile home experience. And it goes kind of with me. So, pretty nice, if I do say so. And also, look, so there's a cupboard here, and the cupboard is kind of the preferred way to kind of get quick access to it. So I could put a staff in there, for instance. And oops, let me do this real quick. And it didn't take the leather. That's kind of weird. Let's try that again. Well, you know, it might not be perfect. So, yeah, so it's it works very well. Yeah, so the cupboard is available both from obviously inside. It's also available from the outside while everything is packed up. This kind of gives me an easy storage in and out, so I don't have to break out everything in order to do it. So that there is that convenience. So that's kind of the functionality there, and you kind of saw I stored everything, and we finished putting a few of these potions away in here. You might not want to auto-sort everything, just kind of based on how everything works, but just kind of store a bunch of this. You know, I don't need to be carrying everything around with me. It's not even the least bit realistic. That I would have all that. And oh, additionally, I did install the adjusted weight mod for potions. They basically increase, and I can't remember if I mentioned it before. But you know, the smaller the vial, the less it weighs until, you know, the bigger stuff weighs more. So just kind of, you know, not carry around like everything, right? Okay. And so when you're all done, you can individually pack this stuff up by kind of clicking on the little things there, or you can do this. Lock Caravan. It's going to give you an option. It says pack up and lock up. So let's do that. Okay, you see everything's packed up, ready to go.
You ever need my steel by your
Now,
side?
while it's disconnected, I can actually hop on my horse here, and it's treated just like a normal horse. So I can take him with me. I'm honestly not sure what happens if he dies, or if he can die. I would suspect not. So, once again, you can access the cupboard from up here. So you can see the Staff of Turning is in there, even when you hitch up the horse. So you should be able to... Or am I mistaken? It looks like I'm mistaken. It looks like you can't access the cupboard when it's hitched up. So you have to unhitch him. I guess that would be my only complaint. The reason why it seems to be better for kind of a portable house that you park somewhere rather than something you actually travel around in all the time, because it just doesn't work. So let me show you some of the really buggy stuff here. So when you ride Thus, he operates kind of like as a normal horse. He works at his kind of normal horse speed. However, you're going to see here the physics for the cart are just all over the place. You can see it just kind of runs over. And I guess this is an engine limitation, where everything just kind of, it has no weight. So that's if you ride it on horseback. It operates a little bit better if you ride it from... well, let's see, the horse disappeared. I don't want to mount, I believe. Okay. So when you're in the caravan, it kind of sinks you in here, but you just kind of roll out and you see yourself sitting on it. Looks really good. And you can move it around. And this moves a lot faster. And of course, first you need a horse. You notice the horse disappeared again. So this is because it's all really uneven, and you really kind of be careful where you park it. But if I had the horse, I'd be able to move it, and everything would work a lot better. The only problem is it seems to be unstable when crossing certain things like bridges sometimes. And I've noticed when getting it here in the first time, I crashed a couple times, just straight to the desktop, always at the same part, crossing the last part of the bridge while I was riding in here. But if I was on top of the horseback, then it wouldn't work. So, so I think that pretty much does it. I'm willing to live with a lot of the problems of this because it's just so very. And there it goes. And I don't. I don't know what to say about that. And I'm willing to live with a lot of the bugs on this because it's just so immersive. And really plays kind of with how I'm playing Let's Play. If I wasn't doing this as a Let's Play, I probably wouldn't use this. Because it's too unwieldy for... But for the enjoyment, I believe, of everybody watching, you'll get a lot more out of it because you won't necessarily see all the problems I'm running into because I'm going to have those edited out. And you'll just kind of see it as that mobile base of operations that fits and makes sense. So the other thing is you can be attacked while you're riding on this thing, and unfortunately there is a delay in getting out. It goes to the black screen, and all that time you're being attacked. So there is some risk when moving it. Luckily it didn't bug out, and it seemed to work fine. Also, when you're riding on this, it does not count as a mount, so you'll find that Stenvar and the dog just kind of try to run up behind you, and sometimes cause problems. Okay, well, I believe that pretty much does it for my little mini review of the Gypsy Eyes Caravan. I hope you enjoy it. I recommend you at least take a look at it. It may fit into yours as well. Okay, and I will be back next week with the continuation as we, well, I'll tell you right off the bat, I already have the footage. If you remember last time I was being attacked, so I kind of, cut that out, and I'll show that with the next episode, and as I take care of that castle there. But I kind of wanted to just get this link, and yeah, I'm done talking. So everybody have a good week. I do apologize once again that I will not have a longer video, but we will be back next week. Okay, bye-bye.